Welcome to the Senior Center's Directors Knowledge Fair being held today at the Braille Institute over in Vermont. Many of you are familiar with that. Today it's a gathering of all of the directors of the senior centers around the city where they share knowledge and help each other utilize the best practices for our seniors here in Los Angeles. So please stay tuned. We have a very interesting show for you today. Welcome back to Aging Well in LA. And today we are with the chiefs of our area aging. We have Laura Trejo, the general manager of Los Angeles City, correct?
Correct.
And Cynthia Banks with the county.
Yeah.
Now that's kind of amazing that you have these two structures, but it's very important because we're such a large city. Laura, can you tell me about the gathering today?
Today we're here convening all of the senior center directors within the entire Los Angeles County region. We have over 150 representatives here from throughout our geography,
Wow.
which is pretty wonderful. They are
Awesome.
here to get information, get to know one another, and really our hope is that they walk away with tools so that they can improve the services they deliver to seniors in the community when they get home.
Well, the networking is so important. Now, Cynthia, I get to brag on this. This is an award-winning gathering. This actually got national recognition, correct?
Yes, it did. Last year in St. Louis, Missouri, as part of the National Association of Area Agencies on Aging, we were awarded a national award for the innovation of bringing our senior center directors together. We believe that this is the first of its kind, but hopefully not the last.
Well, what kind of positive things have come out of this? Is the second now, so what kind of positive things came out of it the first time, Laura?
Actually, we're on our third year. We do two of them a year. We have an incredible attendance rate, which is really an important thing because our senior center directors are now working collaboratively. For one of my favorite examples was a senior center director shared with us that they now have hula night at their senior center because a senior director down the road always had hula night because they had all the decorations. Now she could go and borrow them and offer it to her seniors at her center. It may sound like a very small thing, but it is a enriching activity for the older persons that otherwise they would not have enjoyed. So what's happening is that they're getting to know one another, they're beginning to share resources, sharing information, and really developing a network that is communicating effectively across geography so that seniors all over the city and county of Los Angeles can get the best services possible.
Well, that's good.
And our focus really is the senior. And we share that with our senior center directors because we want them to understand that what they can learn from each other is better than what they can grow, sometimes within their own community. And it's important for them to get that information to make sure that they enrich the lives of the seniors of which they serve.
Well, there are a lot of bright people involved in this, and I'm sure the innovations come so quickly that sometimes you're left in the dark unless you talk to people who are in a similar position.
Yes, and I think one of the issues that are facing our senior center directors are the baby boomers.
Yes.
They're an eclectic mix of individuals who have different needs than our older seniors. And so our Directors Fair today is focusing in on the needs of our baby boomers.
Well, so many of them are caught, what do they call them, the sandwich generation. They still have children in college, or maybe just out of college, living at home, and they're caring for aging parents. That can be a crushing responsibility.
It can be, and it's also a big challenge to senior center directors trying to really reinvent themselves, the services that they offer, and the opportunities that they can create within their centers to meet the needs of this emerging population. So part of what we do through the Directors Knowledge Fair is we bring state-of-the-art experts in an array of fields so that they can learn from them firsthand. They don't have to wait for the book or for the article to come out. They get to talk to them here. In Los Angeles, we're very fortunate in that we have some of the foremost experts in the nation.
Yes.
So we draw from them to make up our programs, and we believe that that's really having a positive impact on the services that are being delivered at our local centers.
Well, I thought it's so amazing. I didn't understand this. I was, born in L.A. The cooperation among our major universities with their geriatric studies and Dr. Panos with the fall protection and learning how all of these things need to be shared and then disseminated into the community. And yes, Cynthia.
Well, you're exactly right. We do have a rich partnership with our local universities in research areas. They have provided us information on the fall prevention program, on just overall statistics, and they also assist us with bringing in the young individuals who want to get into geriatrics. Right. And so many of the local universities provide us with interns that help us with programs to do the innovation that we hope to do.
I've met some of them, and they're doing their research, but it's hands-on research. Right. And of course, the special feature of Los Angeles is the diversity of our cultures. How many languages are we working with here, with all of these directors?
We speak with an array of languages in Los Angeles, over 150 languaes spoken in our region. That's one of the challenges to our centers. You can never really hire enough staff to speak to the communities that you serve. So volunteerism, we want to encourage the viewing public. When they have an opportunity to volunteer, especially if they speak another language, they could really be a lifeline for members of the community in need, and they're always welcome to volunteer at our centers or any of the other public agencies that work in the community to serve the diversity and richness of Los Angeles.
And it is enriching for the senior who volunteers because they find new enthusiasms and new contacts, and that's just one of the great features of volunteering in the whole world of senior activities. Thank you very much. Now we'll be right back with more from the Director's Knowledge Fair. Please stay tuned to Aging Well in L.A.
Hello, I'm Dr. Scott Kaiser, board-certified family physician and geriatric medicine specialist, and welcome to The Empowered Patient. I'm joined by a very special guest today, Jerry Phillips, who's going to talk to us about taking charge of our health, how he's found little tricks of the trade and ways to get more out of his health care. How you doing, Jerry?
Glad to meet you, Doctor, and thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming. So, Jerry, you tell me you were going to a lot of different doctors.
Before I found the doctor, I had many doctors, a rheumatologist, a cardiologist, a dermatologist, a dentist, an eye doctor, and sometimes they were prescribing things.
Seems you have a doctor for each different body part.
That's true, and today you need that. But you need a general, like General Eisenhower, to coordinate all of the doctors, so you don't have one doctor giving one advice and another doctor giving another advice. The primary physician, in my case, made the decision with me. I don't believe a doctor should be paternalistic. We should be working as a team where I have something to say about my own life and health.
So do you have a main doctor in charge who helps sort all these things out, keep everything in line?
Correct. He helps me to make the decision.
So Jerry, having this main doctor allows you form a partnership with this primary doctor, allows you to make better decisions, work as a partnership, work as a team.
Absolutely. And even today, before I had the primary physician, I had many doctors, but I still have many doctors. But if I am confused with anybody, what they are saying, what they recommend, I talk to the primary physician at all times.
So in sorting through this, you found that it was important to have a second opinion. And with this, these are complicated decisions, particularly around whether or not you're going to have a surgery. So you're sorting through this with your primary care doctor and using them as a resource.
One doctor suggested I had a hernia. He didn't suggest an operation, although I complained about a hernia problem. He said, it doesn't hurt you that much, leave it alone. I went to the primary physician. He said, I don't like that advice. I think you should take care of it while your health is good. And I went to the surgeon, and he said, no, let's take care of it now. You're in good health. I did, and it's wonderful.
So good. And Jerry, we were talking about this booklet here that I suggested you read, this Talking with Your Doctor. available from the National Institute on Aging, available online or by calling in, free to anyone. Do you have any thoughts on this booklet? Anything you found particularly helpful? Things that our audience might want to know more about?
There's one thing that they didn't stress enough, I think, but it was an excellent work, and that is on 2 occasions. One I went to be operated on, and the doctor asked my advice on something, the surgeon, and I didn't think that I was able to handle that question. And I said, talk to my people outside, let them make the decision. Another time, my son was in an operation.
So wait, hold on. Let me understand that. So there was a point where you weren't able to make a decision on your own
I didn't think I could make the decision.
because you were under sedation.
I was under sedation.
So you had assigned a family member. You assigned your son to make the decision in your place?
Not only my son, my daughter, and my wife.
Well, Jerry, thank you so much for...
God bless you, doctor, and good luck to you. You're doing wonderful work on this.
Thanks so much.
I'm taking charge of my health. I'm an empowered patient.
Welcome back to Aging Well in LA. Got something very interesting for you veterans out there and surviving spouses. I'm with Kathleen O'Sullivan and Bonnie Lederman. Did I get it right?
You did.
I did. This is a fascinating topic, the benefits that may be available to senior veterans. Bonnie, explain how you got this started.
Paul, in 2003, I started Veterans Home Care because my mom, Edie Sperling, passed away previously from breast cancer. It was consuming my trips back and forth. They were countless, from St. Louis to California. My mom needed home care, but her income was extremely low. I had nobody to help us. And when I did my research in the later months of her illness, I found that the Veterans Administration has a pension. It's called Aid and Attendance, and it's specifically used for home care.
I see.
And the benefit is strictly for veterans of wartime and surviving spouses.
I see.
The uniqueness of this is that my company, Veterans Home Care, helps veterans and surviving spouses get home care through this pension from the Veterans Administration. It has 3 requirements. Basically, it's for veterans and surviving spouses of the wartime eras, and they are World War II, Korean War, and Vietnam War.
Right.
The 3 requirements, of course, the person had to serve at least 90 days with 1 day during wartime of active duty. They need to have an honorable discharge. They also have to have a serious medical condition, which keeps them approximately 60% housebound.
I understand. Okay.
And not driving.
Well, and non-medical home care or even medical home care is a much more efficient way to deliver services to people besides that they're home and in familiar surroundings. Kathleen, is this a big population? I mean, you're not going to shock me if you tell me it's tens of thousands of people.
Oh, it's thousands of people. 45% of our seniors here are veterans.
Wow. Well, now that's not surprising. Everybody was involved, especially World War II, and that's really got to be the bubble of the population. So how does a person access these programs? Do they call to buy your company, or is there a 800 number?
It's 877-878-4248.
Okay, and we'll have that on the screen. Get your pencil and paper out. So say it again, please.
877-878-4248.
Okay, and is there a website as well?
Yes.
And
Our
that is?
website is I left the W out.
That's okay, we know that.
VeteransHomeCare.com.
VeteransHomeCare.com. All right, now, once you became energized on this subject, were you surprised when you saw how many people needed this service?
I knew it in my heart. When my mom was ill, I called my husband. I said, we're starting a new business. because
Right.
there have to be thousands of people that are going through exactly what I went through in taking care of my parent. And the pension is difficult to get because you have to spend more than your income on medical expenses in order to receive this.
I understand, but that's not so hard to do with the costs of prescriptions and all the rest. Some of us are
the
really being
only-
hammered.
The only qualifying expense that you can use is home care.
I see.
And most people can't afford to pay for home care and the rent. So that's what's unique about Veterans Home Care. We front the money for the veteran and surviving spouse. And when they get the money from the pension, they reimburse us for the services that we've given them.
I see. Well, that's wonderful because so often the upfront costs of getting into a program are so intimidating. People say, "Oh, I don't have the resources to do this."
And they throw their hands up.
Yeah. Now, Kathleen, talk to me about planning ahead. What if you're like the son or daughter of a veteran who may be in this position? Can you kind of plan ahead to get these services in place before the need arises?
Yes, that's a great idea to do that. It's, there's a lot of paperwork to compile together.
I'm sure.
That, they need to do that. So preparing for that is the best way because I pre-qualify them.
They need.
And what?
Okay,
I
excuse me.
missed that.
The papers that they need are going to be the discharge paper, which should
Right.
be honorable, the marriage license, the death certificate of the spouse,
Right.
and they need bank statements and a Social Security award letter.
You got to prove all of this
Right,
stuff.
exactly.
Well, I hope this has been of value to you veterans out there who may be in this very unique position. Well, not so unique. Probably a lot of people out there are in this position. Help is available. We'll be putting back the telephone number and the website for you. So please access this program. There's help available. We'll be right back.
We're here to scientifically prove the end result of riding a bicycle against traffic. The average car weighs 6,000 pounds. The average bicycle with rider weighs 170 pounds, give or take a few. A typical car traveling 35 miles per hour has 220 times the momentum or energy of a bike rider traveling 10 miles per hour. And if the two collide, bug splatter. Avoid being bug splatter.
Ride right, stop at the light, watch the road.
Yo, check this out. I'm at the light, right? Dude was trying to fill me out, so I blew right past him. Yeah, I won. But I wasn't the real winner because he's alive and I'm dead.
What about my family? I wasn't even part of your street race. Now I'm dead.
And don't even think, man, that'll never happen to me, dog, because that's what I thought. And now, I didn't even get a chance to say goodbye.
Listen, life is important. Drive responsibly. Learn more at watchtheroad.org.
Welcome back to Aging Well in LA. Now, anybody in this city knows that we have a great park system. And I want to introduce you to Anthony Montanez, who is with our city park system. And welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Our parks play an amazing key role in the lives of seniors because they can access those facilities. What were some of the special things you learned today about the role that the parks play in lives of seniors?
Well, what I learned through the speaker that spoke earlier was how we can attract the baby boomers. There's a lot of people out there that don't realize that they are seniors.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
And making our senior centers more attractive to them.
Sure. Now, what was the discussion? It was like games or outings?
More outings, camping, skiing, going out, jogging, mountain biking, just fun things to do.
Yes.
Not just sitting there and playing bingo and other table games are great.
Yeah, sure.
But some people want to get out and enjoy the outdoors.
Well, I think so. And the boomers are a lot more active. They like golf outings and going up the mountains, which are nearby, that's for sure. So is this something that you will pass on to activities directors at the various facilities?
Yes, a lot of our directors are in the Knowledge Fair. They're attending.
Yes.
And hopefully they'll take that back and we'll discuss it and how we can get some additional funding to do a lot of this.
Right, well, additional funding, that's going to be a challenge in these times, that's for sure. But have the parks, have they been able to maintain at least a level of service that is sufficient?
I think we have. We haven't really had any major cutbacks. We have had some cutbacks, but I think we're going to be okay. We've got a good group of people out there working hard. We have a great volunteer corps, which really steps up during these times.
Well, I think it's great that when people, once they can get themselves there the first time, they sort of fall into the lifestyle, don't they?
Oh, yes, they do.
And then they bring their best ideas, which I like to see.
Oh, yeah.
Now, are the nutrition programs delivered at parks, are they still going on?
Yes, they are. We have several different nutrition programs that come to our parks.
Right. I know I've always been encouraged to see how often our seniors are really getting a good meal and some guidance for nutrition at home.
Yeah, that's a great thing about this. They, the meals, I know they're not, they're filled with a lot of spices and salts and stuff,
Right.
but they're healthy meals, and they also get the information they need to take it home and make better meals at home.
Right, I think so. And the best part, though, is the socialization. Seniors getting together with their common interests, even if it's pulling out your wallet and saying, well, I've got a new grandkid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, show their pictures.
Are the leagues still going on, the bowling leagues and the pool leagues and things like that?
We do have aqua aerobics,
great.
water fitness programs at some of our facilities. We have a lawn bowling at Arcadia Park.
Great.
And that seems to attract a lot of people, and it's a great sport.
That's good. Seniors got to get out more often. Anthony Montanez, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back.
Welcome to Braille Institute, a nonprofit organization that has been designed to work with individuals with fading vision. Please come along with us as we explore our Vista store, a store that has many different items and accessories that can support individuals with fading vision. I'm here with our Vista store coordinator, Jorge Marquez, who will explain some of the wonderful items that we have here available for people with low vision.
Okay. Hi. Here are a few devices that we have in our store. We have a 10x magnifier mirror. We also have a low vision keyboard with large print as well. We have an atomic talking watch and also with large numbers so that the person can either look at the numbers or can hear the voice. We have a large print button TV remote control that will make it also easier for the person with fading vision. There is a large print big address book. We also have a giant print address book, which is much larger than the one before, with numbers and names that can be very bold in lines. And we also have as well a pocket address book with large words and numbers. We have a pen that is called 2020. This pen will write in bold, and it doesn't leak, and it doesn't go through the page. As you can see, 1, and you can see the numbers really bold for them. Okay. As you can see, these devices are very useful for individuals with fading vision. Come and see us at any time. We're here for you, and enjoy. Thank you.
As you can see, we have so many opportunities here for people with fading vision. You may know somebody who has fading vision, or you yourself may have vision that's not doing so well. Remember, we are here. Come and see us. We are here to help you. Almost all of our students have some vision. Only 10% of people have no vision at all. You could be one of those. Somebody with macular degeneration, glaucoma, diabetic retinopathy, or even cataracts. All of those are the people that are here. People with those diseases are the people that are here at Braille Institute. So please, come join us. Your life can be very good again.
Welcome back to Aging Well in LA. We are still here at the Senior Center's Directors Gathering at the Braille Institute with a longtime friend of our show, Larry Lisenby, it's great to see you again, Larry.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Are you enjoying the conference?
Absolutely. It was incredible this morning.
Yeah? I heard there was a standing ovation.
It was. He had clearly done his homework.
Mm-hmm.
He gave us some really good practical suggestions about what we can do going forward to make our senior centers a success and to meet the needs of the boomers and the seniors.
Well, it's especially challenging in this year with the downsizing and the budget cuts. How are you doing over there at One Generation? Are the challenges insurmountable?
No, they're surmountable. We think we're going to survive, but we've lost staff due to layoffs, and those layoffs are a result of cutbacks in government funding and reductions in grants that are available out there.
Yeah, well, and the economy is flat. I don't know what else to call it. And isn't it remarkable this happens at exactly the time when the needs are increasing because there are more and more seniors?
It's as if there were an inverse relationship. Just as our funding goes down, the need for services has gone up.
It's remarkable. I know I spoke with the seniors group, and we were talking about the greater need for volunteers who can help fill in the gap with their wisdom and their energy.
Yes, and because of cutbacks in staffing, the need for volunteers is going to increase this coming year.
I think so.
Most seniors would not be able to function, in my opinion, without additional volunteers.
It's true. This is a place where we really have to plug the holes. We need to step up, and whether it's meal delivery or food service or transportation or just someone to help run the dance class, for goodness sake.
Yes, we're increasingly relying upon volunteers to conduct our programs, activities, exercises.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, a volunteer gets so much more back. I know I see that across the board. The volunteers are just, they beam with pleasure knowing they're doing some good for their community.
And the good news in all this is as the baby boomers come online, more of them are interested in serving as opposed to being served.
Right.
So they're looking for meaningful outlets, and they have a lot to contribute.
Well, when you come away from this gathering, will you have some new ideas and some fresh approaches, you think?
Absolutely. I'm excited about getting back to my staff and saying, look, these are some of the things we learned about as ways we can attract seniors to our center, make it more attractive, make their experience here more meaningful, more relevant. So that should be a good outcome.
Well, that's a good reason to have these conferences. Like-minded people sharing their best ideas.
Yeah, yes, it is. We do this every 6 months, and we always go away with things that we can do to make our centers more effective, more attractive, and to benefit the seniors.
Great. Well, Larry, thank you again for being with us today. It's a great pleasure. And thanks so much for being with us today on Aging Well in L.A.